For our BBC School News report, we invited award-winning author Cathy Macphail up to our school, Cleveden Secondary. We had lots of fun interviewing Cathy and thought she was very down to earth.
When were you approached about Another Me?
You mean about the film?
Yeah.
Well, it was a lovely producer called Catherine Armfeldt who first bought the film rights, and this was going to be her first project as a film. But the film rights for books are bought all the time and nothing happens, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But she was wonderful. She kept in touch with me, and then she finally got in touch with another two producers, Rebecca Gilbertson and Nicole Carmen Davis, who had a good track record for real quality films, and they loved Another Me. And they had a relationship with a fantastic director called Isabelle Coixet, who's done some absolutely marvellous films, and they gave her Another Me, and she read it and she said, this is the book that we're going to make into a film. So really it was all of these people coming together that was the driving force for the book becoming a film. It was premiered in Rome in November. It was premiered in Rome, and I was down a couple of weeks ago to actually see. That was my very first time seeing the film, and it was so exciting. My daughter Katie came with me, and it was in Fox Studios in London, because it's a 20th Century Fox film, and it was so exciting just seeing the curtains open, you know, and just that big logo and that music, you know, and it was my film. It was really exciting, and it's got a fantastic cast. It's got Sophie Turner, who's in Game of Thrones. She plays Sansa in Game of Thrones. It's got Greg Sulkin. This is the one when I go to schools and I mention him, usually the girls go, ooh, because he was in The Wizards of Waverly Place. He was Mason the werewolf.
Oh.
So a lot of them know him. Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, who I think at the moment he's in Dracula, and he also played Henry VIII in The Tudors. Rhys Ifans, who was in The Amazing Spider-Man as the villain who turns into a lizard. And Claire Forlani, and Geraldine Chaplin even took a bit part in it, so it's got a fabulous cast. It's such a quality film, it's so atmospheric, and they've kept so much of the dialogue out of my book, of the scenes out of my book, you know. She goes to the school. I mean, I was at the filming, and they filmed in a big school like this. And in the book, there's a lot of scenes that are, you know, set in the school. She also lives in a high flat, and there's a lot of the storyline, you know, round the lift. And actually, when we saw the lift that they used, it looked exactly like the lift I had thought about in my book. And when I was down last week, I learned that there wasn't any lift. They built a lift in the studio. It was just wonderful, actually, seeing the whole production and how closely they stayed to my story. They have changed a few things, but I feel it's a film. You've got to take a step back. You can't keep too tight a hold on it, and I think I'm just really excited.
If you all will be rushing to the cinemas when it releases, like we will.